Alright, there we go, we're back. YouTube's back up. Yeah. YouTube, Twitch should be... And we're back. Sorry about that, little technical difficulties. As normal.
Oh man, Nick Rader 3 laps down, Brian.
Oof. So something had happened.
So, Philip Bridgman 6th position and Dion Johnson 7th. Not sure what transpired for Nick Rader to be 3 laps down. Brian's looking. I don't think... Maybe he just had a super long pit stop?
Maybe speeding.
Maybe that.
So, 34 to go. Our apologies. Connection to the stream did its funky stuff, and... Yes.
You know, just loves to plague us with those gremlins. Can't ever seem to stay away. But like we were talking about, Brandon Moore just setting a dominant pace here this evening. Ernest King moved into the 2nd spot because teammate Nick Rader having some problems. We suspect a speeding penalty on pit road. Wasn't quite too sure what it actually could have been though, as we were dealing with our technical difficulties.
Because that's the only thing that I see.
I mean,
enter pit, so that is a possibility.
Logical explanation.
Look at that. Brandon Moore, Ernest King, and Randy Koken.
Zach Deuscher in 4th, and Matthew Hunsager in 5th rounds out the top 5. And George Rincon is the final competitor on the lead lap at this moment in time, in 8th position.
Who has enough fuel to go? But I think Randy's short pitted, so he might not. So, anything's possible.
I'm pretty sure everybody owes us one more pit stop anyway, Brian. And I'm not sure when that'll be, as far as... Now you can see Zach Deuscher has a good run on Randy there in the 48. Going to the... Oh, man! Contact is made.
And that is the first caution of the night.
Now, Zach and Randy in practice, they were drafting pretty well together. Not looked like a bit of neck code, to be honest, from the camera angle that we saw initially. But Zach could have been side drafting aggressively, just not 100% sure. Wow. That iRacing pace truck gives absolutely no cahoots.
First caution of the night.
Richard Johns looks to get, he'll get the wave around, or at least the free pass. I wonder if they just entered a closed pit. Or did Ernest just stay out to be staying out? I'm so confused.
Ernie probably stayed out just to stay out.
Well, that's not going to help his teammate at all. He might have wanted to try to get a wave around there.
But that'll put Richard Johns back on the lead lap.
I don't know why you don't pit right there. I mean, I think we're still going to have to. Everybody perhaps still going to owe us one more pit stop after this. If not, it's going to be awful close. I don't see them making it to the end here.
I don't see it either.
Yes, first caution of the night comes at lap 105, I do believe.
104.
Fourth and 104. Third and fourth just getting crossed up with one another, I guess you could say, with a dash of net code sprinkled in. As Ernie comes in and pits with the lap downers. So Ernest probably thought the pit road was closed.
Whose fault was that? Oh, we didn't even go back and watch that.
No, you did not, Brian. I was about to point that out, but
Let's see if we can get to it real quick. Right here. So,
you could see Deutscher coming off the corner with a decent
net
run.
code.
Oh, yes it was. Really, Deutscher wasn't trying to come back towards him to side draft. Just peeked his nose out to make the pass attempt, and then evil net code rearing its ugly head. Just, you always hate to see it. Very weird indeed, Randy.
It was an awkward positioning going in.
And the sim was just like, yeah, exactly. The sim was just, it had a mental breakdown there, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. But once they get shuffled out, Randy will be your leader, so the highest playoff position right now is Phillip, and he'll be P3. And then Dion, and then Brandon Moore, and then, oh well, Raiders 2 laps down, so technically those three. The pace truck will come in this time, so 8. Oh, okay, 11 cars on the lead lap.
Yes, a couple of them got the wave around, I do believe.
Yes, because Ernie pitted, so.
And then a couple of them ran back in to top off their fuel tank. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's why they're all single file behind him. And Barney the flagman holds that green flag high and proud. Waits for these drivers to get in the box. And the green flag is off.
Pretty good restart there by Randy. He had Philip Bridgman right behind him as Randy chose to go up high. Philip's going to look underneath him coming into turn 3 here. Deutscher trying to not net code the 48 again as, oh my goodness, they got really close coming out of turn 4.
As Philip Bridgman takes the lead, Will, with 25 to go. Can he
I
hold
know it.
them off?
No. Unfortunately, not. I don't think they got enough fuel to go the distance.
Don't side drift.
Oh, man. That was nearly catastrophic for the 48. As Randy was able to put on some binders and slow it down before he made contact with that wall. I would be very surprised if Brandon Moore and Richard Johns and George and Skyler, I think that was all that came down and pitted to top off. It might have been Justin as well. I can't fully remember.
Can't remember offhand.
At least we know the top four most certainly does not have enough gas to make it. It'd be very surprising if those four especially did. Not saying that they don't by any chance, but it just by the way that the numbers have looked up and to this point.
I think that's why Randy's dropping back down.
Yeah, he just pitted. So, as soon as the pit window opened for Randy on the final stint, he took it.
But all Phillips got to do is cross the line ahead of Brandon Moore, Dion, and
Nick Rader.
well, out of the ones who are still on the lead lap.
Oh, okay. That's 10-4.
But yes, it'll be Raider too. But that's all Phil's got to do is cross that line before any of them do it, and he'll win it all in the trucks. Here tonight. Two teammates, 1-2.
Closing in on 20 laps to go here as the leaders take the stripe. 20 to go. Josh Small really trying to get his lap back the hard way. You could see Philip there trying to get all the way down to the bottom through 3 and 4. Ernie right there following him along as Ernest looks to the inside now in 1 and 2. Trying to edge just ever so slightly ahead of the 88. Good battle here going on for the lead. Got to be careful though of that side draft / neck code. All those bumps are very treacherous. You can see moving the trucks up at least a half a lane. Philip looks to do a crossover there on the 24. They've been battling just about all night.
If I'm Phil, I would stay on the bottom.
Well, sometimes, Brian, that's easier said than done. But yes, it seems that the bottom has worked well for him for the most part. But Ernest there was able to cross over.
That's not what Philip needs because Brandon Moore is right there.
Great great battle for the lead here in the closing stages of this race. We still suspect everybody who hasn't hit to pit again. Justin Steves making his final pit stop of the evening.
Does Phil have enough to get to the end?
No. I don't think there's no way that anybody would have it to get to the end.
Oh, Ernie might, because he came down one time.
Well, Brandon, they all came, a good portion of them came down, but the top 4 that stayed out did not.
It's going to be interesting to see, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. I think whoever pits first out of Bridgman and Moore and Johnson is probably going to be the one to take it as far as the championship goes. Johnson, though, he's 3.5 seconds back. Not sure if he has the time to gain on the leaders here. Deutscher now going around the outside of Ernest as Ernest starts to pit here, making his final pit stop.
If I'm Phil, I'm coming in this time.
That would seem to be the best strategy play, but
I don't think he is. Nope, he's staying out.
like you said, he's just got to finish ahead of Moore and Johnson. Laps to go, about to be 9 coming out of the final corner, and Phillip and Deutscher pitting here. Does this play into their hands, or does it lead right into Brandon Moore's? I mean, technically, Brandon could just probably baby it.
Oh, Brandon's coming in now.
Oh, wow. We would at least expected him to stay out a little bit longer, but not the case. I didn't catch Phillip's pit stop. Did you?
6.8.
Oh, wow.
You better
So
get going
he is-
because there's the leader.
Indeed. So could Dion possibly be trying to stay out here longer than anyone? If he does, he's got basically a whole lap on the field, just about. Phillip going to be coming, and he passes Brandon Moore. So at the moment, Josh Small in second position.
Brandon's in danger to go a lap down.
Yes, he is. Dion is right there. but I don't, to be honest, I don't think Dion's going to be pushing it all that, you know.
I'm interested to see how this shakes out. Now I think Dion's coming in this time. Yes, he is. Dion and Josh.
Well, can Bridgman and Moore get by? It almost sounds like a paint company, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Bridgman and Moore.
Benjamin Moore
Yes.
paints, I think it is, isn't it?
I'll be happy for Phil if Phil gets. I would really.
Well,
he worked hard. Everybody did this whole season, and the last race is the only one that matters. So
I tell you, this kind of hurt Dion. He wasn't able to get out and match their pace. He's going to go back to about where he was when this pit sequence started, about 3 or so seconds back. Closing in on 4 laps to go.
as Phillip has a second over Deutscher. Had a second and a quarter.
Second and a quarter over Deutscher and a second and a half over Brandon Moore in the 38. Good run tonight by Randy Koking in that 48. He has played that strategy card all right, I would say, for the entire race to keep him inside the top 5. Get him a solid top 5 finish here tonight.
Good run by Phillip, good run by everybody. Playoffs.
Very surprised to only see one caution here this evening, Brian.
Yes, indeed, Will, me too.
I was expecting to see at least 3 or 4 at least. 2 laps to go. And Bridgman hold off Deutscher and Brandon Moore. Coming off turn 4 to get the white flag.
For the last time by, Phillip Bridgman crosses the line to take the white flag.
Final lap of the Truck Series season of the BNR Racing League. Oh, Brandon got very wide coming off the corner trying to find a way around Deutscher, and he tagged the wall, but Phillip Bridgman will get the checkered flag as he comes off the final corner here at Las Vegas in the BNR Truck Series and grabs the race win and also the championship. Deutscher finishes in second place. Brandon Moore, third place, but second runner-up. Something happened to Randy before the start-finish line. It says he got 6th.
As these boys gonna burn it down with Phil.
Official race results of BNR Las Vegas 201 there. Really wonder what happened with Randy. He was sitting comfortable in that 5th position. Or 4th, I actually think it was.
Yeah, it
And
was fourth.
then, yeah.
As everybody burns it down with them. Trying to find a good. Oh. There we go. Look, everybody burning it down with Phil. Well, let's see if we can pull Mr. Bridgman in here. Phil.
Hey,
Oh,
Hey, Phil.
take the voice changer off.
How you doing this evening after this wacky strategy of a race unfolded? Uh, you were able to get out ahead of Brandon Moore and just kind of keeping behind you there with a little extra help from your teammate and Zach Deuscher. It looked like he was a bit defending and keeping Brandon at bay. Just that caution kind of just happened right at the right time to kind of uh, scramble up things. But nevertheless, Philip, how does it feel to get the race win with the championship?
oh, absolutely amazing. Like, it was a hectic race from going up and backwards, and I don't know, like forward and backwards, anyways, like through the field. Um, and just to actually get it done is amazing. Speechless.
And how
Hello?
Hello? Oh, there he is. Sorry.
Yep. Love it. Discord makes
Things go crazy.
indeed.
Yeah, definitely understandable.
Um, just tell us, Phil, about the epic battles that you were having with Dion and a few others throughout the race, if you don't mind.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where I was just like,
Oh,
well, maybe I'll just work with them, and then it was, uh, I don't know, we ended up just battling it back and forth. We went, it felt like we were just making a circle around each other, at one point, but it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, Philip, anything else besides amazing, I guess? Um, just whenever you whenever you got the restart there with about, I think it was 26 laps to go, you guys restarted. Um, were you thinking about pitting early, kind of like what Randy did, just a few laps after you guys went green? He came in and pitted, or were you trying to go as long as Brandon was going to stay out, or what was the strategy at that point?
Honestly, for a while there, we were thinking about pitting early, and um, I was kind of wanting to play it out just in case if a caution came out, and I don't know, like I was definitely trying to brace for like I feel like the longer we ran, like the less gas we would end up needing to take. So like I was kind of hoping that would help the advantage, but it was tough to kind of contemplate like whether to go in or stay out. Or
Right on. I know it was pretty much a hard fought season between all four of you championship contenders. Just to basically be consistent and constantly trying to point your way through, uh, because I know wins are very hard to come by. Uh, just I know you're in awe and in shock of it all, but can you just kind of put it in a little bit more words, just of being a truck champion in the BNR racing league, Phil?
No, it's absolutely crazy. It's always amazing to be able to bring home a championship, but um, it was a long fought season, I guess. Like there was tough competition. I was not expecting to be able to pull through with it, and like there was some straight dominance throughout the races. I'm I'm pretty astonished to be able to pull through with it.
Well, Phil, um, is there anything else that you'd like to add about the season that we had, or maybe just tonight's race, and maybe give some shout outs there, Philip?
Um, yeah, definitely. Well, like tonight's great. Tonight's race was great. The season itself, it was great as well. Like there's obviously been some rough matches here and there, but hopefully next season is just going to be outstanding. You know?
Indeed, Phil.
Oh, Phil, I got one
So,
question for you. Do
Yeah,
you think
definitely.
do you think you can get it done again in the Cup Series since you're running over there too, which is at Pocono?
I'm really hoping it's going to be another tough fought battle. Uh, who knows like what type of strategy is going to take into effect? I thought tonight was coming down to fuel strategy. Like we almost had it there based off the fuel strategy. Um, yeah, who knows what would have played out there if it would have stayed green? But um, one can hope for Saturday, anyways. The Cup Series is going to be hopefully one for the Bucks.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations on the Truck Series Season 2 Truck Series Championship. We'll go ahead, we'll wrap you up. Go ahead, give your shout outs, and we'll go ahead and get down to Deusser.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. And again, Zach Deusser, he's a savage. That's for sure. 100%. He's a tough competitor and a great teammate.
Right on, right on, right on. Alright, bud, we'll chit chat a little later. Uh, Good luck,
Hell yeah,
and we'll see you Saturday.
definitely.
We'll wait a little bit, because he was probably in the middle of talking. No. You good, Zach? We're gonna talk to you.
Oh yeah. What's up?
well, Zach, kind of a top five, I guess, race for most of the night for you, and then things started to really ratchet up or heat up there at the end. You and Randy had a bit of a neck code incident. Very sad to see that the only caution we had of the night had to be because of neck code. But after that caution and it got kind of restacked there, uh, we saw some guys come in and top off to hopefully get a little bit further, but it didn't really help a whole lot. If my my main question would be, if Philip wasn't up there to grab this win, would you have went for it yourself, Zach?
100%.
100%. Which, I mean, I knew that, you know. Anyway, um, how difficult was passing here tonight, Zach?
Pretty difficult as you've seen. It was pretty much a bottom feeder track. The hop wind just really wouldn't go, so you really had to make your moves early and plan them out if you wanted to really get anywhere.
Um, about all of the pit sequences were pretty tight together, about 25 laps, I would say, maybe 20 laps apart, if that. We saw a couple try to give it all they could as far as all they could get out of the tank. Um, what what was your idea on that final restart with about 26 to go? Was it to get as much as you could, or maybe pit sooner?
To be honest, it was all about Philip, getting Philip in front of me and playing our strategy from there. I knew we didn't want to come in too early, like Philip said, because of the caution situation, so we kind of bought that out. But once a couple of leaders came in, we're like, all right, we got to make our move here. So we probably don't think either of us took more than 3 gallons in and out when we left, and we just hope for the best.
Well, Zach, the short time you were in this season, what did you think of all the racing you were able to be a part of this season?
For the most part, pretty good. There's some things that need to be fixed, but other than that, very fun season. I can't wait to be a full time next season, see if I can come home with the championship myself.
Well, Zach, is there anything you'd like to add more about this race tonight, or maybe give some shout outs?
Shout out to Philip for that championship. Very proud of you, buddy. We worked hard for this, and we had talks all through the race to keep them motivated, and we got them the championship. That's the biggest one. Good racing all of them. Good racing to Ernest there, racing with him most of the race, trying to work with him. That was a lot of fun. Sorry to Brandon for a little block there, but you have to do what you have to do, right? So good racing all and fun time. Listening to you guys as always in the broadcast boost.
Yes, even though I literally kept stumbling over myself tonight and stumbling with the post race interviews as well. But uh, thanks, Zach, for being a true gent and basically sticking out with my stumbleness. Anyway, congratulations on the second place and being able to help out Philip there the best way you could, be a good teammate, and hopefully you can come back next season and try to get yourself a championship here in the Truck Series.
Yeah, getting our championship for Philip at least, and for me as well.
Right on, right on. Hi, Mr. Zach. Good job on the P2.
Thank you, boys.
You're no problem. We'll chit chat a little bit later.
Yes, have a good one.
Copy.
Brandon?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Brandon. Um, well, sadly, not the way I guess me and you both pictured talking at the end of this race tonight. I kind of thought at least around lap 100, I thought you had it in the bag, but things just didn't play out that way, Brandon. But still, nevertheless, runner up P2 in the championship fight. Not really a bad way to end the season, nevertheless, Brandon. Just tell us about your run here tonight and what you possibly could have done differently to maybe run down Philip.
I mean, the only thing you do differently there is you just absolutely dump the guy in front of you, which I wasn't going to do. I was trying to move him up, and then I moved him up, and he was going to wreck, so I had to lift, and it pretty much ruined, any chance of getting back up there to Phil.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had the car to do it. I had the car to get up there and race him for it, but when you got a guy in between y'all and he's don't quite have the pace and he don't feel like he needs to move, that's kind of what happens.
Yes, Brandon, I understand the uh, very upsetting aspects of it. I've been kind of in both situations of it before, many times, and it's always saddening whenever you have a dominant or a really good season, and then You just come up, one spot, I guess you could say, short of grabbing that championship. But what are your thoughts of the season overall of this season in the trucks?
It was a good season. It was pretty enjoyable. We had a lot of memorable races, a lot of good finishes, and a lot of hard racing. So overall, season went well.
Do you know what happened to Nick Rader for him to go like 3 laps down there? Because me and Brian, we kind of had some technical issues, and we wasn't able to see what happened to Nick.
I'm not for sure either. We were kind of
Oh,
speculating ourselves, but I'm not for sure if it was a missed pit box or running out of fuel or technical difficulties as far as his setup. I'm not for sure, but and unfortunately something happened to him during the race that kind of ruined his chances to get up there and run too, which is unfortunate. We was both pretty equal as far as truck wise, and we were having a lot of good battles up there, and I hate it for him and his season to come to an end like that.
well, Brandon, is there anything else you'd like to uh, add to the summary of your race tonight, or maybe give some shout outs or something?
Just the usual. Thank everybody for coming out. And I just want to thank you and Brian as always for putting on a good broadcast for everybody, and just thankful that I was able to contend and get to the final four and at least have a shot at it. That's what you aim for, and uh, when you're trying to run these full schedules. But that's about all I got.
Well,
Yes,
Brandon, I
sir.
appreciate you.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead, Brian.
I say yes, sir. You do have one more shot at it Saturday, so you get a little 3 to 4 day breathers. So, which is always good. Saturday, Pocono, I do believe you're very good there. You finished in top three there, so interesting to see what you got. And a hell of a job this whole season. Strong competitor. You and a few others, but unfortunately, a couple of those others ain't here no more. But I just want to say congratulations throughout your whole, your whole run here, and hopefully continue doing it again and again. So, otherwise, that's all I got to say. But if you want to go ahead and give your shout outs, I'll finish the rest of them. Then that was my bad for cutting you
No,
off.
you're all right. No, I already wrapped them up. I'm all talked out.
All right,
As
Mr.
Forrest
Brandon.
Gump once said, that's all I got to say about that.
Yes, sir. But you knew you were a strong competitor throughout. You were the one to beat, and fortunately, a little can't say what I want to say, but a bit shy. So we'll just leave it as that. But
Yeah.
enjoy your couple of days off. We'll get back in the booth and see you on Saturday. So you go and take the rest of this time off and go ahead and enjoy it while you can. So
All right. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
you too. Well, what a wild run here tonight. Great race, I thought overall. One caution, was expecting a little bit more. Um, but for myself and Will Roberts, we want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. On the BNR Racing Network. Make sure to share us out there, give us the love, like us on anytime we go live on YouTube, and make sure we're out there and heard of. Unfortunately, it's sad enough to say the BNR Trucks has ended his season 2. We will pick up season 3 back in December. But for me and Will, we want to thank y'all for coming out, watching, and y'all have a good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're at, and stay blessed. And one other thing, I'd like to congratulate one of our drivers on their newborn baby, Mr. Jacob Carter, and his wonderful wife of Maddie Carter. They had their newborn today. I want to wish them the best of luck, and hopefully get Jake out here sooner than later. So until then, you guys have yourself a good one.